It's sports path time again, and all the madness of March is starting to wind down. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Peterson.
I'm Zach Halverson, and on today's show we have an interview with some members of the White Bear Lake wrestling team. We will go over all the boys and girls basketball tournament action and also the boys state hockey tournament.
That we will. Well, let's get things started with Section 4 3A boys basketball. In the semifinals, Hill-Murray met up with St. Thomas over at Washington Middle School in a showdown as good as one of their hockey games.
Here from Washington Middle School on the north side of St. Paul. It's Section 4 AAA semifinals between the 3-seeded Hill-Murray Pioneers and the 2-seed St. Thomas Academy Cadets. Good evening, everybody. It's Clancy, pulls up. Got it. Patty Clancy with a good start for St. Thomas Academy. Inside to Simonette. Simonette with an easy bucket there over Schoberg. Tied up at deuces. Vogel. Schoberg with a good look. Got it. It's 3-ball. Ogren puts it up and gets it. Cuts the lead to 1. Now there for Hill-Murray is Cullis. Butler. Got it. 22-footer. Vogel. Patterson goes in. And he gets it. And the foul.
Good heads-up play on Patterson of pushing the ball when they had the numbers.
Schoberg pulls it up. Got it. 2-pointer. Trying to set something up for Hill-Murray. He'll just pull up and get it. Tie game. Boys basketball. Here's Patterson. He'll pull up. Got it for 3. The sophomore. Leaves it. Schoberg for 3. Got it. 8-point lead now for the Cadets. Waldvogel got it for 3! Halftime, 30-21 in favor of the Cadets. Here for the first half. Hill-Murray down by 9. And St. Thomas Academy, 9-point lead at half. We'll be back with more. Nice pass for Gould. Buron for 3. Got it. Gould. Big. Down low, Schoberg. Nice ball movement there. Clancy, foot on the line. Got it. Oh, he had his foot on the line. They gave him the 3. He misses. Here comes Clancy. And Clancy with the bucket. Back to him. He'll go in. Reverse layup is good. They don't need to force it. Here's Buron. Got it! Oh, boy. Lead down to 10. Pass it up. Christensen. Got it for 3. Spins. Puts up a shot. Got it. Oh. Ogren into Simmett. Nice turnaround. Waldvogel. Zimbridge. Easy bucket.
That's easier than
Buron. He'll fire it up. Got it at the buzzer. But not enough. St. Thomas Academy withstands a scare. And they win and advance to the section final by a score of 59-56. Our player of the game, Thomas Schoberg, scored a lot, and in between scoring a lot, he got stitches, blood all over the court, and he made some key buckets down the stretch. And St. Thomas.
Well, thanks to Town Square for their coverage on that game, and they typically cover St. Thomas Academy, but we know it's Dave Simmett.
Got it.
Got it.
All right. We now go welcome in Jamie Dustin, who has the section breakdowns for us. Jamie?
Thanks, guys. Here's a look at that section and how it played out through Hill-Murray loss. The 10th ranked and top-seeded Governors of St. Paul Johnson end up winning the section. Moving on now, let's take a look at the Section 4A with Matamidi, North, Tartan, and White Bear Lake. A couple of slightly surprising upset wins sent the Tartan Titans and Matamidi Zephyrs home early. Zach?
Thanks a lot, Jamie. Former White Bear Lake Bears hockey player Taylor Johnson is now a St. Cloud State Husky junior defenseman. Taylor Johnson was at the Xcel Energy Center last week at the WCHA Final 5, and I spoke with him about what it means to be a White Bear Lake Bear.
For Sager at White Bear, it was a fun time. I played varsity hockey my sophomore and my junior year, and then opted to leave and go play junior hockey. White Bear was a fun time, and high school hockey it's what Minnesota's all about. So You know, to play at the varsity level for White Bear is a big accomplishment. And I miss the hockey atmosphere at White Bear. It's always been great. I miss the Hill-Murray Pioneer rivalry, obviously. I never got a chance to beat Hill-Murray, so I still bite my tongue every time I hear it. And I got Philippi in my room, and our third goalie, you know, nagging at me every time. You know, you never beat me, you never beat me. But no, it's, you know, White Bear. There's been a lot of great memories at White Bear, playing for numerous coaches and all the fans, the student fans that follow is phenomenal. You know, Coach Hambley, Coach Scott Hambley, Coach Schaefer. You know, those guys all played a big part in helping me get to where I am now. And you know, I'd like to thank them as much as I can. I see them every time I go back to White Bear and catch a high school hockey game. I catch up with them in the stands, and you know, they help me get to where I am now. Definitely. You got to play every game like it's your last. You got to play every shift like it's your last, because you never know when that day is going to come where you might not be playing anymore. You know, don't take shortcuts. Shortcuts aren't going to get you anywhere. You got to stay on top of your schoolwork. It is tough at the collegiate level compared to the high school, because obviously high school is a little bit easier. College, you don't have your parents knacking at you to do your homework and whatnot, but you know, it is tough. That's where us as student athletes have to be able to find the balance. You know, don't take so many credits take 12 credits instead of 15 or 18 credits like some normal non-student athletes would. So.
Sweet hickey hair. Hill-Murray had an incredible run in the state tournament, and we welcome Zach, and Zach's going to break down the whole state tournament for the boys hockey for us.
Tim, it was a great tournament. The Class 1A bracket left little surprise as St. Thomas Academy won their second state championship in a row by beating Hermantown 5-1. The real surprises came in Class 2A as all four-seeded teams, including #1 ranked Duluth East, lost in the quarterfinals. The Hill-Murray Pioneers were one of those unseeded teams as they would move on, or as they beat the Maple Grove Crimson 5-2. They struggled with the Moorhead Spuds in the semifinals in the only overtime game of the tournament, but it was Conrad Samper who scored midway through the third period to tie the game, and then he scored later, beating Michael Bitzer nearly 2 minutes into overtime, sending the Pioneers to the state championship game against the Benilde St. Margaret's. Unfortunately for Hill-Murray fans and players, Grant Bessie became the star of the state championship game, scoring all 5 of the Red Knights' goals as the Red Knights would beat the Pioneers 5-1. And Hill-Murray reached the girls' state basketball tournament as well, and this year the fourth overall as the fourth year overall seed. That paired them up against winners of Section 3, 3A, Hutchinson. And a great atmosphere down at the University of Minnesota's Williams Arena, aka the Barn.
And a lot of people want to change that around. I love that raised floor, and you can see the girls going up the stairs there just to get up to the floor, which gives the Barn its own little unique atmosphere. Very old arena, one of the oldest ones in the country. And there's the jump ball against Hutchinson, and we were underway, and early on, it's Tessa Sitchie from just outside the lane, hitting the jumper. Hill-Murray looking good early on, but Hutchinson responds. Outside jumper there. And a nice little wraparound pass there down low for Hutchinson. And they started to build a little bit of a lead here. And Tessa Sitchie, watch this shot. How quick was that? Try to defend that. Hutchinson just keeps coming though. Another outside jumper there. Good shot for the inside post player, hitting the shot from the outside, and then from the corner, another nice shot, and the foul, the hoop and the harm, 3-point play. And Hutchinson stretching out the lead even more. Another nice pass down low, easy layup. Where's the defense, Zach?
I have no idea. Hutchinson was a dominant force down at the Barn. Hill-Murray put up a great fight, though. A lot of good work by Doolittle and Sitchie.
Another outside, looks like a pass. Weird form, but it goes in, so that's all that really matters. And here's a nice pump fake and another easy basket, this time for Hill-Murray. Teams are running up and down the court here, and a lot of nice, good high field goal percentage shots taken in this game. And here's another one right below the basket. Percentage drops a little bit when you miss that first one, but right there for the rebound. And at halftime, Hutchinson had a bit of a lead. Hill looking to fight back. Nice block down low there by Doolittle. And then a nice little jumper on the baseline made by Tessasici. That's his strength down low, a hoop to foul. Goes to the line, but Hill still trailing, and Hutchinson opens things up, runs it down, and they'd end up winning this game.
Great effort by the Hill-Murray Pioneers. They had a fantastic season, fun to watch, all of them, and good luck to the future endeavors of the seniors on that team.
Yeah, best of luck. Let's have Jamie come back in, and Jamie, why don't you show everybody at home what that bracket looks like.
Sure, let's take a look at that State 3A bracket, shall we? Here you can see Hill-Murray playing Hutchinson. Hutchinson unfortunately beat them, and they advance to Richfield. Richfield takes on De La Salle, and guys, we know who won that game?
De La Salle.
De La Salle won the whole entire thing, so
And Richfield's got a good player.
unfortunately.
And Jessica January too, but not enough for De La Salle.
All right, and moving on to the 4-4A bracket. White Bear Lake was in there as the 3-seeded team. Unfortunately, again, you can see here they were knocked off by Osseo, who advanced to the final there. And Osseo lost that game to Hopkins, unfortunately, but White Bear gave it a good run.
Yeah,
That they did.
Great season by those all, and especially good luck to Alexis Foley. Just some names, and then next year you still got Tara Hobbs, and you got a lot of talent. Jordan Foley as well. So watch out for that team next year.
And Alexis is going to be at Iowa or Illinois State next year. So
wow.
For soccer, Miss Soccer,
Soccer.
multi-athletic player there. Well, I was recently able to sit down with members of the White Bear Lake wrestling team and Coach Nasvik. They're fresh off a state tournament berth. Here's what they had to say. Welcome today. We have some special guests here in studio, the White Bear Lake wrestling team, and I have Coach Nasvik, Bo Bebo, Tommy Longendijk, and Andrew Martin. And guys, you just competed at state. Why don't you, Coach, I've talked to you first, I guess. Well, let us know what that experience was like for you and the team all now that you've done it 3 years in a row.
It's been a journey. The 3 years have been an awesome experience for the kids. Bo's been able to be on those 3 teams along with Tommy. It's been a great ride. The kids have worked very hard to get to the level they've been at.
And what kind of different approaches have you taken as you go into state all 3 years? Anything different, or just work hard and see what we can do? The
first year we got there was just an accomplishment in itself. Last year we wanted to not just get there but place. And they wanted to, as a team, redefine that experience again this year. And we got to state, and we were able to duplicate the experience that we had the year previous. And to place in this state, just to get to state is a great accomplishment, but to place there is a great accomplishment because the teams that are there historically year in and year out.
And last year you took 5th, is that correct?
Yep.
And you went against that tough Apple Valley team, and your coach is saying to get 12 points against that team, I mean, that's an accomplishment in itself.
Yep.
What does a team have to do to beat that Apple Valley team?
Well, I mean, they're just at a different level than most of the schools in the state. They've got a great tradition, and through tradition, you get kids that are going to be passionate and dedicated to the sport like that.
We'll go over to Andrew Martin here, just a junior, going to be a senior next year.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and explain what your experience was like this year at state?
Oh, it was really frightening seeing all the people there, and it was fun, you know, placing 5th again. It's really exciting when you guys start winning and getting up by points.
And you had a big win against a Little Falls team that kind of, and why don't you explain that victory and what it was like after that?
I was 0-2 for the day, and I was not going to go 0-3, so coach, and yeah, so I went out there and
just dug deep.
Yeah, and then I needed to get the major. The coaches wanted me to, and with the last 10 seconds, I turned them, got the last 3 points, and got the major for us.
I wrestled when I was real young, and I had a favorite signature move that I always like to put people in the cradle because I always thought it was a great finishing move. Do you have a great one you prefer using yourself?
I like the cradle too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems to work well, huh?
Yeah, it's a good move.
And Bo, you started off, I believe the beginning of this season in an early tournament, and you went 1-2. Is that accurate? And coach said, you know what, you can learn from this.
Yeah.
Did you? And how did that help you?
Started off against those 2 losses were against tough kids, but came back, tried just wrestling tough.
You had, I believe it was some of the top 3 wrestlers in the state that you were going up against in that one.
Yeah. Currently, I was ranked 2nd at the time, and then I went against a 1 and 3 kid, and ended up losing to both of them.
Did you get a chance to seek revenge on them at all as the season went on?
No, I didn't meet up with them at any of the tournaments, and I wasn't able to make it far enough in the state to go up against them again. So didn't get to get back at them.
Do you kind of wish you could still get back at them?
Yeah, because I felt like I was at a much higher level at the end of the season than I was in the first meet of the year.
Had you wrestled any of them in the years past? Because you've wrestled at different weights.
Yeah. The one kid I've seen year in and year out has been Clayton Jennison, who was ranked #1 at 82, and he's taken it to me all 3 years. It's been much closer matches in these later years, though.
Is he kind of he's your big rival then, the guy that you love to go against, but you just don't like him anymore, or are you guys friends off the mat?
No, I have a lot of respect for the kid. He does the same for me, and it's a battle once we get out there.
A lot of fun, huh?
Yep.
And Tommy, you're been wrestling for a long time.
Yep.
And a lot of people know your brother.
Yeah.
But let's get to know you a little bit. Your brother's down in Nebraska, for anybody who doesn't know, and he was a redshirted this year.
Yep.
But you're making a legacy of your own here at White Bear. You've wrestled a lot of Greco freestyle.
Yep.
Do you feel that helps you out a lot when you get on in the state, in the high school anyway?
Yeah,
wrestling?
it definitely does, because all the top competitors wrestle Greco and freestyle, and it gives you more mat time. Because there's only so far you can get from practicing. You need the matches, and that's what Greco and freestyle gets you.
And how does that help you against other? I mean, it's a different style. I guess
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know the difference in the styles. Can you kind of explain that?
Greco is all upper body, it's all throws and stuff, and freestyle's pretty much like folk style, except for you can clasp your hands when you're on the bottom or on top, and you can roll them. And when you roll them, you score points. So it's like different point systems, pretty much.
Do you ever try sumo wrestling?
No.
That's a lot of upper body too, is it not? You're
Yeah.
kind of pushing and getting people off balance. Have any of you guys ever tried any of that?
I mean, I've done it with my older brother in the backyard, but
How'd that
not
work
again.
out?
I don't think I should do it again.
Coach, I got 3 great wrestlers here. You 2 are seniors, right?
No, Tommy's a junior.
Tommy's a junior.
And
You're
Andy's
a
a
senior, and yeah. Okay, so you got 2 of them coming back next year.
Yep.
How's the team look? What's the outlook for next year as well? You think you'll be able to duplicate, or can you only hope to? Or
Well, year in and year out, you're always going to have your seniors that are going to leave a legacy of their own, and the remaining team coming back is going to try to identify themselves and have an identity as a team. And we've got a great nucleus coming back from this year's team, from the state team of 19. We lose 6, and they're very quality kids. 2 of which or 3 are considering wrestling in college. Cody and Bo are both going to be at lacrosse next year. And Cam Brandvold's going to be down at Mankato, and he's thinking of wrestling there as well. So we've got some good, strong seniors that really set the identity strong for this year's team. And the individuals that are sitting here, these 2 have been just recently voted captain for the team next year. And
congratulations.
And I know through their leadership and the kids that are making up those other 13 spots, we've got some good kids coming back, but we definitely got some holes that we got to concentrate on filling.
well, let's go back. I guess we'll go to Bo, and why don't you just go through your state, your career, I guess, since you're a senior. Why don't you kind of start from back when you were wrestling in the very beginning to what you've learned and gained knowledge-wise up until now?
Well, when I first got on varsity, it was pretty rough. I was coming from middle school, so it's a pretty big jump. Got my butt kicked pretty much that whole year until about halfway I started kind of understanding it more.
Figuring it out.
Yeah, ended up ending with a positive record and a chance to make it to state. And next year, I came back. I was much stronger mentally, physically. Had a good year. Unfortunately, didn't make it to state. I had 2 tough kids in front of me. And then 11th grade year, after attending a J-Rob camp, which helped me beyond belief, it's a 28-day intensive camp, I was able to make it to state as an individual and place 3rd after losing my first round. So I got to wrestle back. And then this last year, I had the chance to make the all-tournament team. Didn't end individually how I wanted to, but stuff happens, you know.
And both you guys were made the all-tournament team, correct?
Yeah.
And you're both 3-0 at state?
Yep.
As far as when the team competition was going on.
Yep.
How was that for you? We'll go to Tommy.
Yeah.
You've been in the state a couple times now,
Yeah.
correct?
Yep.
How was it helping the team? Do you look more forward to the team competition or the individual?
They both have their rewards, so I like both of them probably about equal. And I like team because I like the feeling of people looking for me for help, and I like being there for the team. And for individual, I like the thrill of like me winning for myself and not for other people.
Individual accomplishment.
Yeah.
You guys started off, you were losing to Wilmer 17-0. The lower weights didn't do so well, but as you got down to it, you ended up winning by 1 point.
Yep.
How thrilling was that? Let's go to Andrew here.
I was one of the lower weights who didn't do so well, so I was really hoping for my team to pick it up, and they did. It was getting really nerving towards like the end, but then after it was all done, it was so exciting, getting the chance to place again.
How was the crowd for you guys? Just
we had a good showing down there as far as fan support, and as you stated, you know, the team is a great dynamic. To get to state as a team takes a lot. You know, you're not going to be like an Apple Valley and be there every year. And the chemistry that you have to develop throughout the season really, you know, identifies you as a team. And our team, we had our strengths, we had our opportunities where we needed to get better throughout the season. And, you know, against Wilmer, you clearly stated we were down by, you know, quite a chunk. And we had to rely on the team to come together, and because we had to bump around a couple of weights to create matchups that were more favorable for us, and when all said it was done, you know, it would have taken one kid to get pinned instead of losing, and that would have been a different outcome. But regardless if they were winning or losing, they were trying to maximize, as Andy said, you know, maximize what we could take away from the teams and minimize what we gave away, and you know the smallest of margins came up into play against Wilmer, but we got our act together a little better in that final match and did a much better all-around team effort in that Little Falls match.
And that's what team's all about. Some guys may not do so well in their match. The other guys pick it up.
Yep.
And that can go for across the board for any sport.
Yeah.
And Coach, you did some good maneuvering there as the end result as far as moving guys in different weights and everything. And congratulations, you guys. Consolation champions this year, state tournament.
Yep.
Thanks for coming down and joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thanks to Coach Nasvik and the wrestlers for coming down here onto the set and onto the show.
Yep. The TV19 Sports Facebook page has a new look, so be sure to check it out by logging on to facebook.com/TV19Sports. Also, like us on there while you're at it. Your name may be mentioned on our Facebook likes of the week, and this week we would like to thank Matthew Chem and Nicholas Quist for liking us on Facebook.
Well, Zach, we'll bring Jamie back in here, and Jamie, with the season of basketball winding down, and their state tournament starts Thursday locally, but nationally it's going on. And who did you happen to pick in your basketball bracket to win it all?
Well, it's my first year of doing it, but I picked Michigan to win the whole thing this year.
They're already out.
Yeah, shoot.
Should have gone with Michigan State.
Only my first year.
Yeah. Who did you? You never know. Who did you pick?
Murray State. I went with the upset.
And where's Murray State?
I have no idea. I saw Murray and I thought Hill-Murray and I thought maybe.
It's a good thought process.
You went with the homer choice.
Yeah,
kind of.
Kinda.
I went with Kentucky to win it all, and they're still alive. So one of us at least still has a team in the office
One of us
bracket
has
pool.
some hope.
Yeah.
Good luck.
If I win, I'll share with you guys.
Sounds great.
At work.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Well, what else is going on, Zach?
We got this weekend the regional. I keep saying divisional, but regional. NCAA hockey at the X, Gophers and the North Dakota, in the, I guess, local area. Gophers going to play Boston University, and the University of North Dakota going ahead too, and hopefully they can beat, who they play escapes me, but hopefully we can see a North Dakota and Minnesota final. Ben Marshall of Montemedi, Jake Hansen of White Bear Lake, a lot of local talent on the Gophers, and hopefully see some success there. But also, baseball practices are going on now, and but
Tryouts.
So we'll
Yeah.
see.
I'm excited for baseball season to start.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and actually we have a game coming up. We'll be out on April 3rd.
Right, White Bear Lake and North St. Paul. And what's cool about this is normally we can't really start spring sports because the ground is wet, and getting the truck out there, it's tough. But thanks to the great warm weather, we can actually go out and do a lot more spring sports than we normally have, and we'll have baseball, softball, lacrosse all coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun this spring sports season.
And no Sean Hall this year for North St. Paul, so you can see Hill-Murray. They got 6 players.
True.
Their top 6 players are going to play college softball, so
Looking forward to it.
should be fun. And those 2 teams seem to battle every year for that championship. Well, thank you for joining us today on Sports Path. Be sure to tune in on April 4th for our next show as we kick off the spring season of sports. I'm Tim Peterson.
I'm Zach Halverson.
And I'm Jamie Dustin.
And
that's your Sports Path.